My face matches your shirt. Look, it's the same color, red. This is what happens when you don't take care of yourself and you have to get a blue light treatment on your face to help kill off bad cells. I look like a tomato. It's pretty bad. You should have seen it last night. Yeah.
Good job taking care of yourself.
No, but it's hurt. It hurt. It was the most painful thing I've ever been through. Right. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my face. What are we here for?
We're here to talk about Virtual Rockstars.
Virtual Rockstars. So if you're on and you have a Virtual Rockstar or you have questions, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm going to have you talk so I can share this to a couple of groups.
Okay, sounds good. And I am in Husker attire because the Huskers are playing right now. Take me out of the state, but you can't take the state out of the girl. So yes, we're excited to talk about how virtual assistants, we call them virtual rock stars, can make a big difference in your small business. I think we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about home service businesses, and especially since Christmas light season is in full swing, all the different things that they can do, and really not waiting until the last minute. We're going to cover that too. A lot of people wait until the shit hits the fan. I say that.
Yeah, phones are ringing. You're on the roof trying to send off invoices, estimates, and then you're like, wait, I need to hire somebody right now and do all that and train them. And it's too late. So, good point.
Yeah. So time to get them now. It's always time to prep ahead and allow them time to become used to your.
Look, you got somebody talking shit already.
From Nebraska. It's our only state, born and raised Nebraska, our only sports team.
Your one claim of fame.
Our one claim to fame.
Corn
cows and corn huskers
and Christmas
lights. Christmas lights are in Nebraska. So all the ways, maybe we should go through that. All the ways a virtual assistant can help in your business. So many ways.
Yeah, I think the stigma for virtual assistants is their basic admin, typing, data entry, just simple tasks for simple jobs, simple positions, if you will. And that's not the case. You know, we've got 5 virtual assistants right now, anywhere from social media management, inbound, outbound calls, an actual integrator who is the integrator for our Christmas light company. So it's, you know, what you would think someone stateside, GM or something like that, but she's in the Philippines working for us. And video editing. What else? I feel there's more.
All kinds of things that you can think of in the admin department. So one, if you need, I think right now, so many times people are like, oh, we need help. We are missing so many things. And my favorite thing when I'm talking to people right now, when people are overwhelmed and they call and say, it's not like I can't think of how to use it because it's not like we have a position open or it's not a position that I've used in my office before, but they know they are in the feeling of overwhelmed and are missing things. And so if you are already in the heat of it and you are missing things, my favorite thing I talk to business owners right now is it can plug the holes in the boat. So if you are on the roof, or you're not, you're doing other things, but everyone on your team is already maxed out and you are not able to follow up on all those leads. You may be answering the calls, people might be getting the estimates, but you don't have somebody making sure every single potential client is followed up all the way through, and that every client also receives all of those touches so that they have a remarkable client experience. That extra person on your team is there to support the existing team that you have in place and just fill in any of those gaps. That's kind of one use for them. Right now, if you're in a heat of overwhelms, it's how do we get you a person to fill in those gaps to make sure you're not missing anyone.
Yeah, because last year we had a great team out there doing estimates, sales, phone calls, scheduling, all that stuff. But there's nobody overlooking the whole picture. So everybody thought what needed to be done was being done. Turns out come January, we would look back and found out if we had followed up with 5% of our customers a little bit more, we would have hit 7 figures. Not saying we didn't follow up with them, but we'd follow up them once or maybe twice, and that was it. Had we had somebody just there to continuously follow up until we got a hard no, which was what we're looking for, yes or hard no. All right, next, we'll go on to the next person. And we thought it was being done. And then we sat down in January and realized, well, shoot, just that one position, that one person to sit there and overlook the whole picture for us would have been instrumental in us grossing another $50,000 last year. So that's what we did this year. We hired the integrator for our sales portion, sales team, to make sure that we're getting the follow-ups, make sure that we're doing the emails, the text blast, the content creation, all that stuff. And it's already paying off with people, prospects saying, yes, we want to take advantage of this, or yes, we've been meaning to reach out to you. Thank you for following up with us. So that one piece, that one role, one position has been instrumental in us getting to where our goal is, the 7 figures this year.
Absolutely. Somebody, overseeing that whole thing and making sure that nothing is missed. So we're kind of talking about the last minute one now, which I want to bring up a few more of that. And then they can be an instrumental piece of your team ongoing. There's so many things that they can do in positions they can fill. But right now, if you're already at the, oh my goodness phase, even without the best outlaid SOP, the best job description for this person, they can still come on your team. And the difference they're going to make in you putting them in place to do some of these follow-ups, to maybe make sure that your social media is buttoned up, that you're at least getting some posts out, do some email marketing with, email follow-ups, email marketing with either your current clients in another part of your business or people that did it before, and making sure that even though you're not getting, even if those clients don't close this year, are you getting these people and prospects at least into your CRM so you can continue to market them to them in the future? So just not letting the chaos not only affect your business this year, but in years to come. And like you said, closing just a couple more sales can pay for the position in itself.
Yeah, if you have an average ticket of $1,500 and they get, let's just say 3 more sales every month, well, you're paying less than, or right around the 15 right there. And then you got that extra, the 2 jobs that they close that you wouldn't have done without that person. But the key thing that Angela was talking about from the beginning, though, is, don't wait till you're busy. When you're busy, you're not going to be able to do the things you need to train the person properly. And then you're going to sit there and say, well, why did I hire this person? They're not doing what I needed. You need to start building out those SOPs now, build out the training, do the Loom videos, and get onboarded with a virtual assistant now. You said you have a couple ready to go.
Yeah, because we've been working so closely with specifically a lot of Christmas-like companies that are really prepping and got their people in order. We've had a big flood of really attracting some rock stars. So we have, some great people that would be perfect fit for exactly what we're talking about.
So what would be some good positions they're looking for that they can onboard next week?
So if you are looking for someone in your service business, Christmas light, other than that, to be that fill-in piece to either support your admin team or take over an admin role, that they are, they can answer calls for you, return calls for you, send emails, send text follow-ups, do those email campaigns, really get into your CRM and make sure that everything is going with that CRM. If you want them to do scheduling, some people do estimates depending on what your software is. They get, trained up with Customer Factor, Home Service Pros, Jobber, Responsive, getting all those. And there's a ton other ones as well. And getting them all trained up on those, and they can, be right in those CRMs. And just depending on what your process is, what they can do in that, what they can do to support you in those processes.
Yeah, Steve, good question. No, they're not trained specific to any one CRM because there's so many. It'd be hard to have them diverse in all the CRMs out there. So that would be part of your hiring training platform. If you already have somebody in the office doing that, I highly suggest you have them doing Loom videos. Even if they're a rock star and plan on staying, like Liz, my office manager, she's constantly doing Loom videos to update all her processes. I mean, what if one day she gets sick and can't come in? Or when we did hire Ronnie, our new outbound, inbound call sales rockstar, not sales, but rockstar, she was able to hand over all the Loom videos to her so that Liz didn't have to take time out of her day to go through every single process. And then if Ronnie is doing a phone call, let's say she's working on, well, she worked today 8 to 4, and she had a question at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She didn't have to call Liz. She can go back to those Loom videos or whatever online training platform you want to use. We just happen to use Loom because it's fairly inexpensive. But no, they're not trained to anything. But the learning curve for most of those isn't too bad. Responsibit has a great training platform on there too. And
so does Shopper.
Yeah. So
many virtual assistants many of our team members that we have placed with companies use both of those softwares. And so we do have an onboarding program that we recommend to you to how to get them trained up on the software, how to make that part of their first week software, and then specifically in your processes. And then another thing unique to our company is they are your full-time team member. We help you make that onboarding process as seamless as possible as we match you with someone that is right for you, that is right for the position and is right as a personality fit to work with you, that they stay part of our team and our culture as well. So they're involved in ongoing personal and professional development, a part of huddles, supported by a great culture of people doing the same thing. And so then they are in groups, small groups, professional development groups with people that are using Responsibit and Jobber, and with people that are doing the same thing so they can exchange ideas and really have support internally on those besides support with you. So often they come, we've seen that a lot lately, when a software makes an update or something new works better together, they're learning and being able to pass that off and pass those ideas on to you.
Yeah, that was one thing that really attracted me to going to your company was that ongoing support. You know, the previous virtual assistants I've used them from several, even hired my own through online jobs.ph and everything. It's just there's no support once you get that person onboarded. It's kind of like, here you go, here's your virtual assistant. Now, if they have a question, they can go back to your team. Or if they have a task that I want them to do, like let's say it was a couple months ago, we want to learn how to use HubSpot. You said, well, get them connected with so-and-so. They'll show them how to do HubSpot instead of having to say, well, just go learn on YouTube or find out on your own. You're able to connect us with another person that's an expert in that field and say, here's the support you need.
Yes. So besides being able to be part of those groups of other people in home services, specifically other people in Christmas sites or washing or lawn and landscape and familiar with the software, we also have an internal team of specialists, website developers, graphic designers, email marketing specialists, so that if you want them to do accountants, so you can really bring anything to your virtual rockstar and they can get support from the team to execute the project, and that doesn't cost you any extra. So say you have a quick marketing idea and need a landing page built for it, and then an email marketing campaign attached to that. You might think, oh, it's a simple task to do email marketing. You might have done it in the past, but probably no, email marketing is becoming more and more tricky, just like text. They just changed it again. And if you check out your open rate and it went from almost 40% to 10 in the last couple of weeks, that's because things are constantly changing. So we have those people that are constantly studying that and pass that on to your staff as well, so that you can have more success in maybe everything that you were already doing.
Noah, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Noah has a great rock star.
Yeah.
So does Spencer on here.
Lou said I'm his rock star. I little. But if anybody has any questions about virtual assistants and use for them, please just go ahead and drop a comment below. Again, we have several in the queue right now. Our team has been loading them up, ready to go. One, because of the Christmas light season, and don't just think of them as like a seasonal person as well, too, that you're just going to keep them busy for the next 2 months, and then you have nothing to do with them. There's so many things that we can be doing the rest of the year come 2024 to set yourself up for success. You can cross-train them to your current company, whether it's lawn care, pressure washing, window cleaning, get them into that. And on top of that, have them fill out or be building out your follow-up system sequence for 2024 for all your prospects, getting your 2023 customers on the schedule. So we're not waiting until August, because that's kind of the theme. We hang the lights up, take them down in January, put them in storage, and nobody thinks about Christmas light business when there's so many different things we could be doing to set ourselves up for success over the next 7 months prior to getting to the install season.
Absolutely. And so often too, you'll say that, oh, yay.
The other time, but she's talking about that today.
Yeah, we were. We do try and say that when you say she's a 9 out of 10 for her role. We do take a lot of time in the matching process. There isn't an upfront fee in working with us. There's no, cost to start and that onboarding fee. It is by far the most intensive, and you see that with me. It's extremely intensive onboarding a client, working with you, getting to know what your needs are, what your personality is, the specific needs of you and your business. And then also really getting to know our rock stars that are coming on and being matched with you. And we take that very, very seriously to match you with someone that we believe is not only fit for the skills. So it's good to hear, Noah, but is also a good fit for your company and for you and in your pace of work. So that's good to hear.
Yeah. So again, don't think of them as basic, just data typing, enter, things like that. Think big, think about the potential, the possibilities of taking away one role, two roles, tasks from you daily, and how much time you can get yourself back. Talk to a lot of guys right now, especially in the Christmas light industry. We're slowly starting to get busy coming up on November 1st. And November 1st, if you've been in the lighting industry for a while, you know that phone's going to start ringing. Once Halloween is over, everybody starts thinking about Christmas lights. So if you're going to wait till November 1st to say, all right, I need to hire somebody, it's going to be too late. And for every one phone call that you're missing, we'll figure out what your average ticket is and what your closing percentage is. If your average ticket is $2,000 and your closing percentage is 33%, every 3 phone calls you miss, you're missing out on an opportunity of $2,000. So it's really important to think about that. Think about how many times you missed a phone call, how many times that phone's gone to voicemail, how many times you call back that person. So you've got time wasted, time with missed phone calls. You've got customer acquisition costs that you're spending money on for Google ads, click per lead, and Facebook ads and all that stuff. So that phone's ringing and you paid for it and you can't get back to them. Well, now you're wasting money that way. So reverse engineer it. Okay, well, how can I make more money? Invest a little bit of money into your team, into yourself, hire the virtual assistant. And if you don't hire a virtual assistant, hire somebody to get the phone answered. That's the most important part of a business, is being able to answer that phone. If you say, I'll get it later, or just leave a voicemail, I'll call you back. Well, I'm not going to wait for you to call me back because I'm going to the next business. So just being able to answer that phone is so important right now.
Yeah, for sure. And you made the comment of what can you delegate and take off of your plate and your team members' plates. One of the things we specialize in, besides team members and admins in businesses, is those executive assistants. So we talk a lot about that, of somebody so that you can do what you do best. You can do the things that really require you and your business, get you closer to your mission, vision, and goals, and be able to, take anything else off your plate. You are not able to be the leader in your business when you are scattered and dabbling in everything else. You're not able to be the best for the rest of the people on your team, for your family, when you have too much on your plate. So what is it? That's a whole nother thing. What is it that you can get off your plate? Delegating what does not require you. And then thinking about that for the rest of your team too. That's a magic that I love. One, getting an executive assistant for the business owner so that they're able to take things off their plate, spend more time with their family, and spend more time being creative and building their business. But business owners make their team happy when they figure out the things that need to go off their team's plate as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your team doing that they don't need to be doing? Is your office manager overworked, stressed, or even doing things that burn them out? And so you might not even know, like, they're thinking they're miserable in the job. They don't know, they might love your company, but some aspect of their job is making their life miserable, and they hate doing it. That might be somebody else. It might be the salesperson. They're a rock star at sales, but you've given them so many admin responsibilities of follow-up that they hate it. So ask your team, what are things that you could take off your team's plate and they could be more effective? Your salesperson can go out and do what they do best and sell some more jobs. Your admin can make sure that all the bills are getting paid and people are paying you. And really keep your team happy by providing them support as well.
Good stuff. All right. So if anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to myself or Angela. I know she'd love to get on the phone with you and talk to you about getting a virtual assistant for your company. I can't think of one time that anybody's ever hired a virtual assistant and said this was a horrible idea. It's usually
yes, if they don't have support. I mean, yeah. Some people do come with hesitancy to us of people that have found someone off of, nothing wrong with Fiverr, Upwork, but those are meant for like project-based things. But people that find a virtual assistant,
from
not with us,
right.
or another company that does it well,
yeah.
But we're not saying not to do that. But if you've heard people that say, "Oh, I had a nightmare experience with a virtual assistant," it's usually because they got one, and the person might have been a rock star. You just didn't have any support of how to onboard them.
Yeah, so it's not like you just hire somebody and say, here, figure this out, and they're going to figure it out on their own. It does involve time on your end as well. Let's see what it is.
Or you might not have hired the right 9 out of 10 on an assessment, like Noah said.
Yes, Nathan. I've got Ronnie, who we just hired from Unique Genius. She is doing inbound and outbound calls and follow-ups, along with responding to text message and emails to support our staff now throughout the busy season. And then once we slow down, she'll be doing all cold calling for commercial clients coming into January in the following year. So
cost, we can send me a DM and we can go over. It depends on a few specifics of skills that you want. Some people, when you're saying, can they take over multiple things? They want like an extra specialty too. Like they want somebody that does have expertise in social media management. They can do your organic social media, or they want someone who is certified in QuickBooks so that they're doing their invoicing and
right. You're not going to find a web designer, a graphic designer, a phone call person if that's what you're trying to ask. But like things that you talked about right there, Nathan, that one person can do all those things. And I love all the virtual assistants too, because they want to learn more. If you find that they're busy or they need some other stuff to do, they'll ask for it. And then when you do ask them for new tasks, they're not going to be like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. It's usually like, all right, yes, let me do this. And they're going to excel in that as much as they can. Unique-genius.com. I'll write it up here for you.
Or were you asking about of websites? Yes, we have it. Yes, e-com for sure. We have many people that we worked with, partnering with in e-commerce that are Shopify specialists that know how to manage a Shopify store successfully. I can even talk intelligently to that because I don't know about that. But
what do you get into now, Lou? You didn't tell me if you got that cutter that you were looking for. Let me know. Lou, let me know if that email or the website showed. I know it's showing on YouTube. I don't know if it went to Facebook, but it's unique-genius.com. All right. Anybody else have any more questions? Do you have anything else? So you're saying that if somebody reaches out to you now through DM, that we can possibly get them onboarded Monday? Tuesday?
Yes. So reach out over the weekend. Yes. Reach out over the weekend. We'll be on Facebook Messenger and stuff this weekend because we have a lot of onboardings going on Monday. So if this is something you're interested in, don't hesitate to reach out over the weekend.
All right. That's all I got. I'm going to go put some lotion on my face. It's bad. Toodles.